Hey, kia ora whanau, you're here with me, the Māori Wargamer, and today we'll be playing a Warhammer 40K battle report. Chur. Alright, welcome whanau to mission number 2 of this Imperium versus Chaos campaign. Campaign number 8 of the Māori Wargamer battle reports that you guys have been loving. Here we are on the Death World of Ignis, Death World of Ignis. Remember this from the last mission? The last mission where the Dark Angels managed to secure an overwhelming victory through their tactical dominance. So what's happened in the story there is the Space Wolves have been pursuing the Dark Angels following an incident on the moon base of Classius, where a Space Wolf detachment was completely eradicated with no trace. And all the Space Wolves know, as we know, their whanau, the Dark Angels wiped them out because they were hunting down the Fallen. The Space Wolves don't know what happened, they only know that the Dark Angels were seen in the system. So they've been pursuing them for all these different campaigns across, and finally found them here on Ignis, where they're currently being besieged by the Crimson Slaughter. And now apparently the Death Guard are here as well in this ambush. So the Space Wolves landed on this planet in the pursuit of the Dark Angels, and boom, Death Guard, Hollow Swarm appear out of nowhere. And so it's going off Imperium versus Chaos, 75 power level, all the forces brought here. And it's a Maelstrom of War mission, a cleanse and capture. Yes, cleanse and capture. So we've got our objective markers put out over the battlefield. Ruined building. A ruined Nephilim jet fighter there from previous battles from the ambush against the Dark Angels, and a hammer and anvil deployment. The Death Guard obviously on this side here already captured two objectives. The Poxwalkers there, nice big brick here, and we've got the big daddy, the Plagueburst Crawler in the back, and then the Space Wolves forces there, icy bases. Contrasting sharply with the lava of the flaming battlefield. Primaris captain there, attack bikes all ready to rock and roll, as well as a mighty Stormfang Gunship, some heavy firepower, packing over some long fangs, going to cause some obliteration. So we'll go into the first turn. I don't know who's taking the first turn just yet, we'll find out, and see who can take things out. Simple game. Maelstrom of War, generating our tactical objectives. We've got First Blood, Line Breaker, Slay the Warlord, of course, as per standard. And we're going to see who's going to take it out. Could it be another win for the Imperium, or will the Chaos Forces seize the day? We've got to tune in there finally to find out all this juicy goodness. But before we get into first turn, we'll take a closer look at the armies that we'll be playing with today. We have a battalion detachment of Space Wolves led by a Primaris captain with a plasma pistol and a power fist, and a librarian with a 4-staff. 3 5-man Grey Hunter squads with bolt guns and different weapons. Again, Frankenstein's monster, bit of everything. We've got bolt guns, bolt pistols, chain swords, plasma guns. Yeah, there's everything there. 5-man Wolfguard Terminators squad with an assault cannon, a heavy flamer, thunder hammer, power fist, lightning claws, and just Frankenstein's monster of different weapons. Not quite legal, but hey. 6 long fangs, again, bit of a mix and match of weapons here. Not quite optimized. We've got a plasma cannon, a las cannon, a multi-mounter, a rocket launcher, heavy bolter, and a sergeant with frost claws and a storm bolter. 3-man Thunderwolf cavalry with leader with the frost axe and bolt pistol, and then chainsword bolt pistols on the other one. Swiftclaw attack bike with twin bolt gun and a multi-mounter, and a Stormfang Gunship, the pride of the Space Wolves, flying in to unleash devastation. It's got a Hellfrost Destructor right here, 2 twin multi-mounters, and some rockets. Leading the Death Guard Hollow Swarm, we have a battalion detachment led by a Lord of Contagion with a Man Reaper, or a Plague Reaper, never quite remember. And then a Malignant Plaguecaster with a Corrupted Staff. 2 5-man Plague Marine squads. We've got 1 squad with a plasma gun, and the other one with a blight launcher. And champions with power fist and plague knives. 10 Poxwalkers with weapons. A noxious Blightbringer with the Cursed Bell and Plasma Pistol. 5-man Blightlord Terminator squad. Got Battle Swords, Plague Axes, a Plague Spewer, and combi weapons. Got the Fly Brothers here, their own separate units with their hideous mutations. Lobster Claw and some spikes. A My Fitted Blight Hauler with a Bile Spirit, a rocket launcher and a multi-melter. Fitted Bloat Drone with 2 Plague Spewers. Plagueburst Crawler with 2 Entropy Cannons, a Heavy Stubber, and a Plagueburst Mortar. Alright, so end of movement phase for the Space Wolves on turn 1. They've drawn 3 objectives. We've got Advance, so a victory point if there's no units in your deployment zone at the end of the turn. Secure Objective 4, which I'll show you that shortly. Alright, fine, so end of movement phase for the Space Wolves at the end of turn, on turn 1. Been a while since we've seen them on the channel actually, and they've had some nice little touch-ups there. Looking pretty good. Always bringing you those quality painted armies there, whanau, you know me. So my opponent ended up drawing Scour the Skies, so destroying an enemy unit, get a victory point for destroying an enemy unit with Fly, which I do have the Fitted Bloat Drone. He got, what's the other one? Advance, so having no units in your deployment zone, none of your units in your deployment zone, end of the turn you get a victory point. So as you can see, he's moved the line forward there. And also got Secure Objective 4, which happens to be this crater secured by the Plague Marine. So that's going to be a bit of a tough call, tough one to make, probably unachievable. But the line's moving forward and we're going into the shooting phase for the Space Wolves. Shooting phase here, this poor guy, Scour the Skies. My opponent knows he needs to clear those units. So he's got that fly keyword, he's a valuable target to the Space Wolves. So they've bought the heavy Stormfang Gunship, beautiful model, and it's unleashing its Hellfrost Destructor. What a cool name for a weapon. Straight into that with Dispersed Beam, heavy D3 shots, and that's 7 shots coming the way of this poor defenseless, pretty cute little bloat drone there, light hauler. So we're going to see how that rolls out. 7 shots sitting on 3s. Alright, so end of the Space Wolves turn on turn 1. They've managed to secure 1 objective there by the advanced objective by leaving their deployment zone. For some of them it's put them out of cover, but a valuable victory point is nothing to scoff at. So they've gone for it there. They've not in range to do any real shooting. They ended up bringing the bloat drone over there with the fly keyword, brought him down to about 6 wounds. He made some beautiful, disgustingly resilient saves. Heavy firepower, we've got twin multi-melters, rockets, Hellfrost Destructor, all blown in and couldn't really do the job, eh? Very sad. But yeah, early game, early days, and 1 victory point to my opponent so far, to the Space Wolves. We're going to the Death Guard on turn 1, the Hollow Swarm, and see how they retaliate. Alright, whanau, so Hollow Swarm coming up for turn 1, end of movement phase. The line's moving forward. We've got our orders coming through. Secure Objective 2, which is over there in the building. And we're going to hold that for 2 turns. That's going to be a bit rough. We've got Defend Objective 1, so hold that for my turn and my opponent's. The Ruined Nephilim Jet Fighter. There's some valuable data on there, so our orders are to recover that data for the Hollow Swarm. And then our next one is Hold the Line. So now I need to have 3 units in my deployment zone, which we've got Plague Marines, Blight Crawler, whatever that's called, and these Poxwalkers, and no units, no enemy units in my deployment zone. Can't secure this one in the first turn, so a bit lame. But yeah, that's the way things go. So this line's all moving up. Boys over there, heading towards Objective 2. Good luck to them. Going to Psychic Phase. And cast off some tricky spells, eh? Alright, finally, so end of turn 1 for the Death Guard, the Hollow Swarm. Nothing done. We managed to get 2 stray bolt gun shots off on the gunship, bringing it down to 12 wounds. Nothing to celebrate. Psychic phase ended up doing nothing. Still a bit out of range to do anything significant. This guy looks alright, but does nothing on the table. Missed all his shots. And yeah, we've got this objective here secured. We just need to hold it out till next turn and we get that one. The other one there, get objective 2, that's going to be a rough one, and then hold the line as well. This one here, it's going to be rough. So we're going to, custom rules, get to discard 1 objective if we want to. So probably get rid of one of those crappy ones. These guys did nothing as well, still too far off. That's the Fly Brothers, or one of the Fly Brother. But yeah, quick turn, nothing's happening. Hopefully next turn some stuff will spice up. So stay tuned there, whanau. We've got some action as the 2 forces, Chaos and Imperium, will clash. Right, whanau, so end of the movement phase for the Space Wolves on turn 2. Yeah, crossing well into the middle of the board now. The fast attack choices, the mighty Thunderwolf Cavalry here, and the Swift Claw attack bike, moving into range with the Fly Brothers and the Blight Hauler. Stormfang cross right across the board onto resting above the building there. Opponent's objectives there, secure objective 6. Which is right here, thankfully. So the Grey Hunters have fallen back behind the lines after securing the advance tactical objective for another quick, easy one. The Librarians keeping watch over there, flying over the planet of Ignis. Grey Hunters all along the line of this wall here. The Long Fangs, heavy weapons of the Space Wolves deployed out, securing objective 5 in anticipation for what's to come. What else? My opponent also got to defend objective 1, which is one I've got as well. So no luck with that there. Also, the Terminators have dropped in behind the enemy, behind my lines, into the deployment zone, cutting me off from getting that next objective for hold the line. So very tactical, very fast-paced game. We're going into the shooting phase though, before these Space Wolf forces assembled. The Imperium looking to fight back against the Chaos ambush, as the Dark Angels did in the mission just before this one. So for the line, for Lehman Russ, for the Wolf, they'll fight on. So we'll see what happens as we go to the shooting phase. Right, so after saving those the Hellfrost attack with 1 wound remaining, he's decided to go all out, spinning both those twin multi-melters onto him and landing 12 damages. So we got 12, 5 or 6, fell any one of them and he's dead. Know what it's going to be, but how good would this be on the camera if I rolled 5 or 12, 5 or 6s? Let's see if I can do it. Whoa! I rolled 9. I rolled 9 5s or 6s there. Not enough to save his life, but still, that's pretty impressive. That's a pretty impressive dice roll to keep on the channel, on the video. Unfortunately, that spells this guy's doom. Does he explode on a 6? He doesn't explode, but that's Scour the Skies, 1 victory point, plus first blood for my opponent, so he's on 3 to my 0. Right, final. So, end of the shooting phase for the Space Wolves on the molten, burning Death World of Ignis. You can hear the crackling of flames spurting out of these vents here. The bubbling of lava, setting the scene so well. If you've been to Rotorua in New Zealand, where I live, you'll be familiar with those sounds, you know, bubbling, the cackling. And quite a shooting phase there. We ended up losing the bloat drone. We lost 1 Plague Marine here, and we ended up losing 7 of the Poxwalkers to the Terminators there. So we're going into the charge phase. We've got some wolves ready to be set off the leash. You can hear them snarling and barking. So we're going to go and see if they're going to do anything. Alright, fine. So end of the turn for the Space Wolves. The Fly Brother, his hideous mutations, he rolled 6 attacks and then got +2 attacks. And he just carved in with his red lobster claw. And like 6, he got like 5 hits, 5 wounds, all doing 2 damage apiece, and mowed the wolves from existence there. So I think it turned out better for us than it did for the wolves. But it was a mighty anyway. It was a mighty valiant effort. Knocked off some wounds apiece of us both. And yeah, end of the Space Wolves' turn. So end of turn 2 for them. And you'll find that they managed to claim secure objective 6 there. So that's put them up another victory point. Currently leading 4 victory points to 0 to me. Did I get one?
No, you haven't got one yet.
Oh, I've got one. I've got one now. Yeah. So 4 victory points to my 0. But I'm about to claim one over here. So stay tuned as we go back to the Hollow Swarm. The Fly Brothers, what an absolute victory. Fly Brother. There's other brothers over here. So great victory there. The Space Wolves are relentless. They are furious. They're snapping and ready to get rid of the Death Guard, meet up with the Dark Angels. So go Hollow Swarm, turn 2. Right, fine. So as the tensions mount, currently 4 victory points to the Space Wolves, 2 to the Hollow Swarm. End of the movement phase for the Hollow Swarm. So the Plagueburst Crawlers moving across to intercept the Terminators over there. 2 entropy cannons. This guy, Heavy Stubber, should hopefully make some dents in them there. The brave Poxwalkers there, standing resilient against all odds, securing this objective that still I haven't even needed to capture. Plague Marines moved out of that crater there. Don't need to sit them there doing nothing. Time to go earn your money there. These Plague Marines moving forward from the objective after securing that one. And Fly Brother number 2 moving across, sneak up on the Long Fang. So my orders for this turn: secure objective 5, secure objective 2 still, and secure objective 6. All deep in Space Wolves territory. This one got like 2 Grey Hunter squads and all these Long Fangs. Going to be a rough mission to capture that, but we're certainly going to try. Fly Brothers on here. Plague Marines over there, a flank attack. After these guys secured that objective and got the valuable data. So a swarm is about to come in, the Hollow Swarm if you will. It's the name of my custom chapter. My custom Death Guard army. So that front is secured. Then we've dropped the Lord of Contagion and the 5 Blightlords coming across. And their mission to seize objective number 6. The Death Guard very slow, they don't have a lot of speed, so they want to hold fast. So luckily, where I have to start racing across the field, that kind of gets a bit challenging to do so. But the teleport strike brought these guys down and make a jump on these 5 Grey Hunters here. Psyker there to worry about, but we should be alright. And then sweeping over here, combat is still ongoing. I know I predicted victory for the Death Guard in this one. But yeah, 3 rough objectives for me to get capture. Objective number 2 guarded by the gunship. Promo's captain this guy. I know the gunship can't seize any objectives anyway, but still annoying to have its presence there. So that's our movement, that's our battlefield on the world of Ignis. As the battle for the Ithaca system rages on, stay tuned to every valuable second of the sweet, sweet multi-wargamer action. We're going to Psychic Phase for the Hollow Swarm. Alright, so Psychic Phase, we've already, the playcaster has already unleashed its smite upon the Long Fangs here. Now he's going to cast Curse of the Leper. We've got 7 dice. Each dice that exceeds a toughness characteristic will cause a mortal wound, 4 of them remaining. So 7 dice, 5s or 6s there to counter that toughness bar 4. Let's roll it. Just one more Longfang dead. Right, whanau, so the action is building to boiling temperatures there. 100 degrees is a boiling temperature. What do they measure temperatures in America?
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. 100 Fahrenheit for you guys in America. Longfang's got slaughtered, 3 more left. Took out a couple of grey hunters there with that squad over there by the ruined Nephilim jet fighter. The Blightlords dropped down to devastating effect and wiped out 4 of the grey hunters. Be a miracle if that last one survives. Yeah, those mighty Blightlord Terminators out of reach for that objective just at the moment, but they should be getting it soon, probably next turn. Still flying over this way. That fight is ongoing. Managed to take down 1 Terminator thanks to the power of the Plagueburst Crawler, and the 3 of these dropped down as well to block the line. And yeah, we're going to go into the charge phase. No objectives secured for me yet. We've got objectives 2, 6, and 5 I need to claim. So currently still on 4 to 2. 4 to 2, yeah. So yeah, we're going to go into some charges first and finish off this fight phase. Alright, end of the fight phase and end of the turn. These guys here, nothing happened, unfortunately. Yeah, these guys don't really gel too well with the overall Death Guard army. Very disappointing. But he's still alive. Over here, last wolf has been taken down thanks to the Fly Brother. Mincing up with his little lobster claw, crab claw. And yeah, end of Hollow Swarm on turn 2. 4 victory points to Space Wolves, 2 to my opponent. We're going into Space Wolves on turn 3. See what happens. In the movement phase for the Space Wolves on turn 3. Space Wolves currently in the lead at the moment. Everything's moving around. Primaris Captain on there. My opponent has to secure objective 2, 1, and objective 3 up here. So it's a pretty tall order. As yeah, we're all pretty depleted on the forces at the moment. Very yeah, pretty balanced so far. He's pulled the Longfangs out of combat, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Grey Hunters are swarming around the beast there to put him down. What else has happened? Oh, we've got to take a morale test with this guy.
Oh yeah.
We'll do that, but yeah, that's how our table's looking. The orders are clear, and we'll see what's going to amount out of that in this turn. Space Wolves will further solidify their victory. Terminators have rolled back as well. Looking at these 2 threats. So the Space Wolves Librarian, what are they called? Rune Priest or something? Unleashed some couple of spells. Took down 2 Blightlords, Smiting and Jaws of the World Wolf. So thin those numbers. You better get running when these Terminators come for him though, so they're going to chop him to bits. Alright, fine. So end of the shooting phase for the Space Wolves on turn 3. Got rid of the Chaos Spawn that was there. This guy is turn tail and run, running as far as he can from the Blightlords back there. Blightlord's pretty slow to catch up, so we're going to have a hard time getting him. Primaris Captain in there, Warlord, secured that objective. This guy's still flying around, still full of wounds. There, this guy's brought down to 3. He's tugging along, still in his second weapon profile, thankfully. There we've got a couple of blackcurrant juice. Is that half empty or half full? Or 1/4 empty, 1/4 full. It depends on your outlook on life there and your outlook on wargaming. Oh, it's even more empty than it was before. What's happening now? Oh yeah, both of the Chaos Spawn are dead thanks to this guy. And yeah, are we going into some charges?
Yeah.
At the end of the turn. Going on some charges, he reckons. There's no one close by to charge, but we'll go on. Alright, so these guys just wanted to waste our time and couldn't even charge nothing. So that is the end of the turn. That is Objective 2 secured. Objective 1 not secured. Objective 3 not secured. So one more victory point gives my opponent 5 to my 2. And we'll go into the space, into the Hollow Swarm, the Death Guard, for turn 3. Hollow Swarm in the movement phase on turn 3. Moving forward into this little fortress here to secure the critical objective, objective number 5. Held off by now 2 Grey Hunters, 3 Long Fangs. Objective secured is going to give us that one anyway. So yeah, we just need to hold that one. That's going to be an easy objective to secure. So yeah, all the bands moving forward, we just unleashed the Psychic Devastation. These guys moving out behind the containers, so I can take a shot into Cupid. We've got the Lord of Contagion here holding down this objective, objective number 6, for another easy to pick up objective. And I discarded number 2 and that objective defend objective 2, and then up rolling for secure objective 2. So they want me to get it, so here I am. My Fittic Blight Hauler, multi-melter, crack missile, bile spirit, ready to blast into the Primaris Captain. So yeah, that is what our table is looking like. The forces are thin and depleted. The turns are getting shorter and shorter. Means hopefully we should be finishing up in the next 30 minutes or so. Which will be for you maybe another 10 minutes of viewing, of viewing ecstasy, viewing pleasure. I envy you guys being viewers and getting to enjoy this beautiful crafted video. Go into the shooting phase for the Hollow Swarm. Alright, whanau, so end of the shooting phase for the Hollow Swarm on turn 3. Send the absolute wiping out of the Long Fangs and the Grey Hunters that were here on the critical objective. We're going to have some charges and get right into that mob and have that secured by the end of this turn, no doubt. Over here, managed to deal a wound off the Librarian who's turning tail and running. And then over here, brought this guy down to 2 wounds left. A successful charge. Might not even charge actually. He's got that power fist. Might let him charge me. But yeah, that's our state of the battlefield. I'm going to go into the charge phase and then wrap up this turn. Alright, so no need to charge, because I went to charge. He supercharged with his power fist sergeant, and he ended up blowing himself up. So that's that one. Objective secured for these guys, and another victory point. So it brings me up to 3. Oh, actually, and then that one that the Lord of Contagion is on. So that brings me up to 4. So we're tied.
Let me check what I'm on.
4 to 5 at the end of turn 3. Hopefully, very exciting, very tense, very close game. Let's get this wrapped up because we've got things to do. As I'm sure you do there, wonderful viewers. Thank you for sharing your viewing time with me, the maoriwargamer Gamer. We're going to Space Wolves turn 4. End of the movement phase for the Space Wolves on turn 4. The gunship is running back this way again. We've got Bike, that guy's still there. Librarian. Objectives for this one. Behind enemy lines, keep an enemy in my deployment zone, which is achieving here. Then another one is to destroy an enemy unit. 1 unit destroyed, I get a victory point. 3 units, D3. And then secure objective 1 direct. Nephilim jet fighter. So that's my opponent's missions there, and we're going to go into the psychic phase. Alright, fine, so end of the Space Wolves turn 4. Quick turn there. Blightlords, the dwindling in numbers. Spent my last command points on this guy. He got blown up, but not without taking a wound off that guy, bringing the warlord down to 1 wound, and also he got the librarian who was behind the building. That explosion just vaporized that librarian, so there's going to be no more denying me. These guys up here crawling towards that objective number 3. I know my opponent's gunning for that one, so good luck to him there. So 7 or 8?
7.
7 to my 3, 5 to my 4. So yeah, very tight game still. We'll see what my objectives will be and come back to you. Alright, so end of the movement for Death Guard with Hollow Swarm on turn 4. Plagueburst Crawlers rolled over on top of the objective here that we need to defend. Poxwalkers have climbed the ladder up here to hold this one. You've got to hold it till the next turn. Terminators are on the move. Going to be unlikely, but they may pull it off. What else we have? These guys move back to objective 1, securing it once again. Blightlord's moving this way. Get rid of this lone Grey Hunter, and got to move this guy actually. But yeah, we'll come back to your whanau with some beautiful action. We'll go into the psychic phase. Alright, so end of the turn for the Death Guard, the Hollow Swarm on turn 4. Moving into the end of the game. We secured objective 1. Wait, I'll just check what the rules were for that one. Yeah, secure, not defend, so that's another victory point. So that brings me up 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1. 2 plus 3 plus 1. 2 plus 3 equals 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7.
Tied.
Tied. Oh, so we're tied at the moment. Other one, I have to hold this one for 2 turns, which will be next turn. And that one there, and that will be 2. So that'll be give me 4 victory points if I can hold these 2. And the space walls there. The race is on for dominance of the Ignis system, the planet Ignis and the Ithaca system. Hard fought battle, pretty much. We were ended up swapping over from deployment zones there. A long walk across the field. A lot of action going on here at the crash. Nephilim jet fighter, and what my opponent's only got that guy, Primaris Captain, Terminators left. It's very slim pickings for us both as we go into last turn for Space Wolves, turn 5. End of the movement phase in this epic 75 power level battle. End of turn 5 for the Space Wolves. End of movement turn 5 for the Space Wolves. Terminators racing across. You still got to secure objective 3, eh? So objective 3, another one, destroy an enemy unit and destroy a character. Also these 2 critical objectives for the Death Guard. If they don't get me off these, and that's 2 victory points to me per one. That's how our battlefield's looking at the moment. Primaris Captain hiding behind the building there. He's scared, he's shivering. But yeah, that's the end of movement. Going to the shooting phase. Quick one. Alright, finally, so end of the turn, end of the game here. If you're wondering what happened, so currently at the start of this end of the Space Wolves' final turn, they were on 8 victory points to 7 to the Death Guard. For the final Death Guard turn, Plaguecaster moved in, smited the Primaris Captain who'd been hiding behind there all game. Gives me Slay the Warlord. Gives me 8 to, what is that, 8 to my... Yeah, so I smited the Primaris Captain, brought me up from 7 to 8, tied with my opponent. Some pretty difficult objectives to gain again as well, so they didn't really come to fruition. So that ended the game on the tie. End of the game, line breaker here. My opponent's in my deployment zone. I anticipated line breaker as well, so these guys here secured that. So tied up the scores and end the game nicely on a tie, which is not too bad, you know. It means that you have a reason to come and check out how the game's going to end. This is the big Season 2 finale, 75 power level battle. big armies, big tables, big looking battles, and comes out really good. So Space Wolves come through following the Dark Angels. Again, another Chaos ambush. The forces of Nurgle come in and take the Space Wolves by surprise. Thankfully, the Space Wolves are able to achieve some tactical dominance, but the Death Guard are also calculating and also manage to counteract every single step that the Space Wolves make, which results in a standoff, a stalemate. And so what happens now? The Space Wolves forced to retreat. They get a signal from the Dark Angels who are making a last stand somewhere on the planet, and they withdraw and race over to meet the Dark Angels for a final showdown against the forces of Chaos in the Ithaca system. Crimson Slaughter versus the Death Guard Hollow Swarm, and the Dark Angels of the 5th Company and the Space Wolves will join forces for a final. 100, I said it there, whanau. He's not mistaken. 100 points of pure carnage, Chaos Imperium. It's all what the 8th edition of Warhammer 40K is about, and that's what 8 campaigns have led to. A big showdown there as we fight for supremacy of the Ithaca system. What new races might appear following this chaotic event? The ancient Necrons may awaken. The Tau may emerge from hyperspace and find themselves a footing in the Ithaca system. Who knows what new armies could appear as a result of these titanic forces engaging in undying battle. Well, I don't know, and neither do you, whanau. You'll find out if you tune into the final mission next week there, whanau. You don't want to miss a single second of this action. Great painted models from the maoriwargamer, great terrain, all coming out of pocket. Just humble people, you know. We're not big millionaires, big billionaires. We're not high rollers. Just humble. We work for our money like everyone else does. And so yeah, you know, that's why you enjoy it. You know, you just see another guy, just a humble guy like yourselves, viewers, and you're like, man, I know how that guy's feeling. I know how hard it is to make $1 these days. I know how hard it is to have fun. So thanks, maoriwargamer, for having fun. And I say thank you for watching. But yeah, make sure you check it out next week. 100 power level battle, final of season 2. Then we'll take a small break, come back with some new stuff for you. I hope you enjoyed this battle, this episode. If you did, leave some comments about whatever you want to, how much you love me, all that kind of stuff. Any new stuff you want to see on the channel, any ideas or suggestion, it is greatly appreciated. And I'll leave you in this episode there. Thank you for watching. I am the maoriwargamer as always. Ka kite. Anō.